Day Chicago. How are we doing today? All right. This is the Chicago Troll coming to you live from Fackerton Lane Studios in the heart of downtown Chicago. We have rather unfortunate news tonight as our main man, Freddie Dinkelbick, could not make it in as a guest host tonight, so I'm going to be riding solo on this one. He gave me a buzz about an hour ago, said he couldn't make it. Something to do with his sister's boyfriend's cousin got tickets to go see some country guy play all the music up in Soho or wherever the hell they are. So you guys are stuck with me. Tonight's topic, we're going to be talking about school, a very controversial topic here, as most of you know. A lot of people might have you believe school is one of those things, you do or you don't have to do. A lot of people just do it because, hey, well, my parents did it. My parents say it's all right. So tonight we're going to be taking it from the very top, from the tippity top. We're going to go with we're going to take it. We're going to start off at kindergarten slash preschool. Now this is that phase. This is that bullshit phase where your parents are like, okay, well, what do we do with little Johnny or Sally here? Do we send them off to daycare, or do we get them enrolled in a pre-K program? Now, don't get this confused with first grade or anything like that. This is literally you're dumping your fucking kid off at some shit to have them looked after. They get their little snacks, they get their toys, they get to formulate some of these new friendships, and that's it. They get their nap time. That's it. That's pre-K, that's preschool, kindergarten, whatever you want to call it. That's it. So, parents are too lazy, don't want to pay for a babysitter. Let's chuck them over at the local church where they got a kindergarten program going on. All right, next. We got, after preschool, we got first grade, and, this is where you start to see some of those faces when you were a kid. You see those faces from when you were in pre-K kindergarten. This is where you start to learn the fundamentals to, formulating a friendship and also math and reading. All right, so after we got first grade, we're going to talk about second to fifth grade. I feel like you can pretty much group these all and pretty much sum all of this up in the one thing. You maintain the friendships that you had before. You learn a little bit about addition, subtraction, multiplication, long division, and the rest is just history and science bullshit that nobody even really cares about because it's all pretty much math, right? Oh, and also, don't forget your gym teacher wants you to run the fucking pacer in gym class. All right, next we're talking about 6 to 8. Personally, and this is some people might call this, the intermediate school or middle school. So 6 to 8, personally, I think the whole thing is a sham. I don't feel like you really learn too much. You're carrying over any of those friends that you had from 1st to 5th grade. And as for the rest, people move away, you get new friends, and this is kind of like, oh, let's, Johnny and Sally, let's have Johnny and Sally over. This is like the end of your parents formulating play dates for you. Now you have over the friends that you really want to have, and they have you over, and the birthday parties and the slumber parties and all that stuff. This is where that happens. And usually where a lot of the hooning and hoonigan type stuff comes in. So we learned about geometry, how to write a 5-page paragraph, a little bit of algebra, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and that's about it. Maybe, if you're lucky, some schools, if you're lucky, maybe a little Espanol or some other foreign language, something like that. All right, after 6 to 8, because nobody cares about that, we got high school. This is amazing. High school is literally the beginning and end. So you make all these new friends. You get all these people from different divisions and people coming in from over here, a little bit from over here, over there. And you get all these people coming in. You make a whole lot of new friends. You maintain most of the old ones. And all these new friendships that you've just made in this first year, I'd say 90 to 95% of them, kaput, done. At the end of the day, when you go off to college, you're done. You get them for 4 years. That's like a dog. You get them for a little bit of time, then you give them the old yeller. You take them out to the backyard, and that's it. They're going out to pasture. What's going on in high school? So high school, this is This is when most people realize they're either interested in girls or guys going on in the early couple age. You get your driver's license, you go through driver's ed, and you get your learner's permit and all that shit. And then at the end of the day, in terms of actual schooling in high school, you get to continue on in algebra, your pre-calc, your calc, and all your AP classes, so that you can get your credit for college and all that shit. At the end of the day, the one thing that the high school is ensuring that you do well on the ACT. They're giving you the tools to take this one fucking test that is going to determine which school you go to, where then you can, oh, well, now I know what I'm going to do for the rest of my life all of a sudden. All right, so you're 18 years old, and you get thrown out, and you say, all right, well, choose what you want to do. Also, with the friendships, before you go out, after we take the ACT in junior year, and we're deciding, who's gonna continue to be our friends. Basically, anybody who makes it out of college with you as a friend is standing up in your fucking wedding. Hands down, it's gonna happen. College, this is the business. This is like, if your parents are paying for it, they're going to give you the same old spiel. You're not going there to, drink and party and have a good time. You're going there to get an education. That's the voice. That's what you're doing. You're going there, you're getting your education, and maybe, and they don't need to know, but maybe every once in a while on Wednesdays or Fridays, you went out and you might have had too many with your buds. Now, we all know that the weekends were made for partying, no doubt, and sometimes some of the weeknights. But most of the weekdays, you're sitting your ass in a hard chair doing hard time in front of a professor where they're going to yell at you about something that I'm pretty sure you may or may not need to know in the not-so-distant future. So you just get to college, obviously. Obviously, I'm backtracking a little bit here, but you just get to college. You either applied for some rando that you're going to end up, sharing probably way too much with in terms of your personal space. So you either applied for that rando or you found that one person from high school who you're pretty sure you can trust not to rob your shit when you're going into the dorm rooms and having to sleep on a twin-size mattress in a bunk bed so that you can conserve space. So you found that guy, and that guy's probably going to end up being one of your roommates when you end up going to the apartments. That's kind of, freshman year, and then you can do whatever you want in terms of apartments. And you get other people who you may or may not have met during that freshman year, usually people that you either have class with or people that you get pretty smacked with. And those people, the ones that you meet, or at least the ones that you had a pretty good time with, are going to end up being the ones who are your roommates in the apartments. So you got the friends, you got the apartments. And, these are the relationships that, even though they were formulated out of some deep dark secrets that were probably shared when you guys were way too smacked, these guys are going to probably end up being the guys who are more than likely going to stand up on his or her side of the wedding, right? But when you're not just getting smacked and sharing secrets, you're in class, and fortunate enough, college is kind of one of those things that if you did or if you didn't go to college, everybody knows college is one of those things that you do because either your parents want you to do it or you're purchasing somewhere around approximately an $80,000 insurance policy, really, if you think about it. For the fortunate few who happen to be gifted in sports out of high school and get a scholarship, this is like the biggest gem. College is just a giant fucking party where, and honestly, this shit still goes on. The nerds do your homework. You sit there, and every single time, the athletic counselor will tell you, oh, just get a degree in business, you'll be fine. You'll play your sports. The nerds will help you do your homework. You'll have a good time. You'll party your fucking ass off. And at the end of the day, if you don't go pro in MLB or NFL or gymnastics or whatever the fuck else they have out there, you're going to be fine because you got a business degree to go back on. That is the smartest advice I think anybody could ever have given anyone, is saying, well, if you're going to college and you don't know what the fuck you want to do, don't just apply general admit. Get a fucking degree in business and go on your merry way. Graduate Graduate and go on your merry way. Alright, so after you graduated and you're on your merry way, you got your job in business or whatever it is you did or did not choose to pursue. And for the lucky few, if you get to stay a fifth year and you're not doing your master's, you fucked up somewhere along the way. Let's be honest. You either flunked a couple classes that you shouldn't have, or you went out too many nights and you had your little, you did your drinking with your buddies, but then it became more than, drinking once or twice a week. It became, oh, let's go out every night. You fucked up somewhere. Now, if you're going for your fifth year, for the lucky few who are intelligent enough to get their masters, this is like, to me, I think it's some bullshit. Because the amount of money that you sink into pursuing a master's, even if it's more than 1 year, the amount of actual knowledge gained is negligible. I don't think you break even on the amount of money vested. That's just me. And for the lucky people that get to go 7 or 8 years to get their doctorate, well, I don't know. You must either just want to go to school for just as your job, or you're really just into helping people when it comes to from a surgical standpoint. Now, if you get your PhD in some shit, and it's not in, either something math related. If you get a PhD in anything other than math, or you're actually getting an MD license, what the fuck are you doing? Last but not least, I'd say for the dudes that don't do anything past high school, you might have something going. If you really have the drive to get out there and go do some shit, then don't pursue college. Whatever that one thing is that gives you that drive. You don't need to spend $80-some thousand on a college degree and an insurance policy just so that you can get out and work some 9-to-5 business job if you're lucky. You might get a good boss. You might get, or if you're like my boy Freddie, who could make it into tonight, God damn it. You might get a shitter boss who won't stand up for you when you do something good and won't promote you because they're too afraid that they might lose you. All in all, I don't give a shit what you did or didn't do. With regards to school, I'm just the one out here ranting. Go out there, make some money, and do whatever makes you happy. Your choices are your choices. You're the only one who's in charge of your future. Whatever you do, if you're not happy with what you're doing, get up there and fucking do something about it. And if you are happy, I'd tell you don't get complacent. Well, anyways, to all you people out there, tonight's rant was about schools. Take it or leave it. Whatever you want to say. If you guys got any comments, feel free to comment, subscribe. Give me whatever you got. Roast me in the comments. I don't care. If you want to, let me know what you want to hear about next week, and we'll see what we can do. If I suck, let me know. If you liked it, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter or at Gmail at the Chicago Troll, or if you want to hit me up on Gmail, it's the ChicagoTroll@gmail.com. We'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, Chicago.